It's another beautiful day. Got a motor there that needs a crank. Got a motor there from my cousin Paul. Got a motor there from my cousin Sean. This is the Herrera Panamericana engine. Got a couple laps. Got a motor here I'm rebuilding for myself. And I'm working on this motor, which is going to be a spare. And I've come across a pretty unique situation. It's not unique, it's common with Volkswagens, but the end of the crank is wallered out. And somebody had tried to repair it. It had a ton of end play. I don't think it ever ran. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld these up just a little bit, and then I'm going to re-drill those. I've got extra length pins that are going to go in. They'll go in a little bit deeper than they used to. Then I'm going to put a fixture on it, and that fixture is going to make it an 8-dowel crank. And we're going to put 4 extra dowels in it and repair the bad pins with 4 new pins, but the original pins will still be in there. So follow along. So as you can see from the time lapse, we've got 8 dowels now. We got pins in all of them. I'm going to clean that out now, clean all the metal out of it. And then I'm going to put a ton of Loctite on it, and I'm going to run that bolt in as tight as I can get it. And we should be ready to put a clutch on and put it on the old startup stand and see if she'll purr. So let's get her done. Well, it's another beautiful day in Havasu, working on another dune buggy yet again. This beauty here we picked up on Facebook Marketplace from my cousin Paul. He messaged me and said he wanted it, so I went and picked it up. I built this engine and put in it, but pretty much the car came just like that. Jimmy had ordered this exhaust for his car, and he decided he wanted that Corvair, so he wasn't going to put a VW powered in, so he kicked the exhaust down to my cousin Paul. And then I've got a pile of tires here for my cousin Paul, and 2 motors. This one's for another car that he's building with his sons, and this one is for my cousin Sean and my uncle Shane. So pretty rowdy motor right there. And then obviously we were working on the old crankshaft last night. I haven't taken it apart yet because I wanted to show my cousin Paul and everybody, let him look at it. It's kind of cool to see that. But anyway, I've got a crankshaft to go in this. I've got a camshaft coming for it. We're going to put a performance cam in it, hop it up a little bit. Obviously I need 1 cylinder head. I've got 1 cylinder head that's bad. But yeah, stay tuned for that little motor build, and we'll run it on the run stand after we're done. Look at this program. What is this right here? It's got brand new Firestones on it. What is this program? You guys are rolling. Hey, you got a headlight indicator out.
Yeah, that's land, and he hit a deer in it.
Nice. What are you guys doing? You ready for some breakfast or what?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Nice.
This is heavy.
Oh, Landon made the trip. How are you, bud? Awesome.
Put it right up on there. Come on. What are you doing? Wrong brake. There's only one brake. What are you talking about? You push it on the clutch? Yeah, did your butt get wet? Yeah, I forgot to tell you the seats are full of water. Brad did that yesterday. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Boy, I'll be glad to get these out of my yard. Well, we got another dune buggy coming. I love it. Looks like a fixer-upper.
Well, good afternoon.
What are you doing, Glenn?
Long time.
What the hell?
Just bringing stuff that's probably going to piss Desiree off.
How's it going?
This is Mark.
What's up,
Nice to finally meet you, my friend.
I gotta bring you guys in here. You gotta see this. This is oil filter mount. Like they struggled with this. What is this shit called?
Plumber's tape.
Plumber's tape. So they put this thing together with plumber's tape. And I don't know, it's on there, but not very good. Pretty sketchy. It's got adjustable shocks, guys. These are Rancho 9 speeds. Look at that. Just another dune buggy. It's got a blanket on it, McKay.
In case you get chilly.
And this here antenna.
It's wired for telephone.
Telephonics. So Glenn Love just took off back to Quartzsite. He just missed Desiree by a nanominute.
Oh, it's wired with telephone.
It is?
Yeah, this hooks to the coil.
McKay. You think them work?
I don't know. You should plug them in.
They work.
Would you look at that?
They were so pretty. Off the Christmas tree. Yeah, it's got a oil cooler on. It's got a full bypass on it, which is good.
Got 45 valve covers.
Yeah, no shift linkage hooked up. No shift linkage. I'm thinking that's hooked up. I like it. So, yeah, we just need like some rings for a 92 cylinder, and we can put the head back on and bolt the axles in and cut all this wiring off. Okay, I've held off as long as I could getting the torch out, but McKay says I have no choice from this point. What'd you remove there? The running board?
Just another meth tray.
Meth tray, huh?
This buggy needs to go to rehab 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, McKay, he's been here whittling stuff off. We still got our plumber's tape filter, but we've got down to the motor. So I'm gonna do some cutting on the floor, and then I think we're gonna bolt the axles back in just so they don't come apart. And then we're gonna roll it over and steam clean it all and kind of evaluate it and see what we have. Honestly, I think we have a fairly legit little buggy here that we can make something out of, but I don't know. It's a mess. It's got a lot of holes in it. A lot of this kind of stuff, like just gross, welded on. But we're down to the bones of the vehicle, so we'll cut that sheet metal off the front and then reevaluate and see if it's worth fixing, or if we're just going to fix the motor and pull the trans and throw it away. Well, we haven't give up yet. We got the floor piece cut loose. What's this? Is that what was burning?
I think so.
That little cap of something. What do you think? We need to trim it?
I don't know. It's all methed up.
There's a tow hitch under there. So I don't know what they were doing there, but what do you think that is?
Probably don't want to know.
Okay,
Now
so
that I've already touched it.
the floor was bolted here and the pedals bolted there. That'll be easy to get back together. Look at the cup holder.
Just don't go over a rock. It'll launch your soda up out of your cup holder.
And then these are the brake and clutch lines. It's got a hydraulic clutch on it.
Yeah.
It does, huh? Yeah. Woo! Hydraulic clutch. So we're going to cut some more metal off the front of here. Some of this big stuff here. It's just atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking, what they were doing. Look at this. Look at this welding. I got to show you guys this. This is for my welders out there, okay? Look at this weld. Look at this. Look at what they did.
To galvanized.
It was welded to galvanized material. like both sides. It is so bad. All along the front here. Oh, it's just gross. But anyway, we're getting to the point where we're like, yeah, it might be worth undoing all that. So we're going to get the motor running and then go from there, because, you know, if the motor turns out to be parts, then this will be parts too. Well, it's a new day here in the shop. Makay, he's been hustling on this here real nice motor. And we went over to Ronnie's and scrounged up some used cylinders, but Makay pulled all the rods off. We've got the old bearings and one in the trash. So Makay swapped out all the bearings. They were clear to the copper. Man, they look terrible. But the rods feel nice and tight now with the new bearings, so we're going to keep cleaning and honing on these used junk cylinders. And with good luck, maybe it'll run today, huh?
Far.
So, yeah. We've moved in out of the cold. The wind is blowing today. It's like Makay said, it could be 60 degrees, and with the wind blowing, it's not fun outside. So, we'll get this motor put together and bring you back in. Makay.
The free 99.
Back on free 99. He calls this free 99 now. Free 99. Nothing is free, Makay. Never eat free cheese. Anyway, this was the Dune buggy that was dropped off from the tow yard. We are trying to start it. We've hooked up the life support here from Papa Joe, and it comes over here to supply fuel. Makay just overhauled the starter. You probably didn't want to see how we overhauled it. Anyway, we're going to try to start this thing. So yeah, I guess you're going to be ignition there. I have no idea if firing order's right, so starter button. Sounds close. Sounds actually close, Makay.
It does sound close.
Put a little advance in. Oh, it's loose. Yeah, the distributor's loose, slopping all over the place. So it's got an Allen wrench for the stationary screw. Let me give it a little more. Yeah, it didn't pop back through any of them, so it's got to be real close, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. That was too much, Makay. Okay. Hold on. I'm hung up here. Wires or something sticking. Start it. Let's pull everything off. Pull the starter off of here again. That one's smart. Fuel.
This motor sounds a little angry.
Yeah, it's rowdy.
Yeah. When you started squirting into that one, it's moved right out.
Yeah, carburetors are just trashed. I can't get the screws to move. They're seized up. Bump it. Well, so we made some progress. I got shocked. McKay knocked the plug wires off. We're trying to figure out a cylinder right now. So this cylinder's running really cold. And I don't know if it's the carburetor's not pulling fuel or what the deal is, but we're gonna mess with ignition here. Make sure it's not a spark plug or ignition or something stupid like that. And then, I don't know, we'll dig into, maybe, I don't know, I think I put new plugs in this, but new to me, might have been some used junk out of my thing. But honestly, I think if we went with a single carburetor on this deal, it'd probably run pretty good. These carburetors are just so crusty. I don't know what to expect out of them. I do have some 40s over there, so I may end up just switching them out and putting 40s on and seeing if we can get it to balance and get it to work right. But motor sounds pretty radical. It runs pretty good, so. We've made progress. We made it run. We brought it from the ashes of the junkyard. It's a little smoky in here, McKay. Is that you over there? Anyway, we put cylinders on it. We cleaned the heads up. We got the thing together. It's McKay put new rod bearings in it. It runs about 40 pounds of oil pressure. If the transmission will work, we could probably go drive it later.
It's not half bad for free 99.
Free 99. Well, after some tuning, my carburetor swap, runs pretty good. Still on life support. Yeah, we'll get the rest of this Dune buggy put together and maybe take her for a rip later. So what a score. Free 99 Dune buggy. Love it.
Driving my truck at night, working on my Dune buggy by day here, trying to get ready for your birthday bash. Hope I can make it. Looking forward to it.
So it seems like day 612. We got Joel's buggy in here now. It grew in the driveway yesterday. Gonna get a motor in it, do some wiring. He's got some work to do on this thing. Seats are hammered. Got some tires to put on the front wheels. Change these over. Other than that, this thing was a cool yellow one day. Check that out. Fluorescent green. Anyways, hopefully we can get this thing running tonight. Critical error yesterday. We forgot all the nuts and bolts to put the dang motor on. Anyways, motor's in Joel's car. Got the wiring done and pumping fuel. Now we're gonna let it run. So, first startup. Go ahead. Running some pretty old fuel in there. We got it mixed with some new stuff, but it'll take her a little bit to be happy. Other than that, one step closer. All right, now that she fired up, we know she moves forward and backwards a little bit, but we haven't taken her for a ride, so we're missing our little pin here to connect our throttle cable. So that's over at the other house, so we don't really have a throttle, so we're making a throttle. We just hooked it up right here, hooked a little wire up, and there's our throttle. So We're gonna go try and take her for a little test drive. If we can get the tires blown up. No air in these, but we may just run it without air and let them come off all by themselves. Put some new tires on them. Be easier than working on them. Let's see, what are you doing? Is that your ignition and your keys?
Yeah.
Touch this
all
wire
in
to that
one.
wire.
And throttle
Pull
cable.
on the throttle cable. There we go. That's how you do it. All right. God help us. Here, you film, I'll run throttle. All right. You have brakes? Kind of. Shifting might be a problem.
It works. Tire's not working that great, but it works.
Throttle. Shifters. See if we can't put this up here. No. See if reverse works. We'll turn around. I hope she starts. Otherwise, we're walking. All right, I think we got reverse. We're back in action. Whoa! All right, I got her. Go to forward, you shift. Ready? Go. Up. All right, I hit third. It's a two-man job. Throttle over here. Tire stayed on. Whoa! We survived, and it worked. That's not a death trap. It works. All right. Got a little bit of progress going here. Garage is still like a bomb went off in it, but got transaxle out. Got the car out here. Got a couple of cars out here. Got the Jeep out here. It's been raining. Got the other Jeep in here. What have we got done? So fuel tanks mounted, strapped for the oil filter. Got everything stripped off, and we're getting ready to paint. There's Joel's Bug that we got running the other day. It's pretty hammered, but it does okay. So we're gonna try and get this thing prepped for paint. Like I said, it's been rainy out. Look at the clouds. But it's eaten up too much of my time. So it's starting to clear up today, and we're gonna try and at least shoot this with some primer. So we'll pull it in the garage, turn on the heater, and see how she does. it rained. But we got some color. Definitely not the best of conditions to be shooting paint, but it's a rail. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so it got all sunny on me and the temperature was rising and it was starting to look pretty good, and then all this came in. So anyways, it came out okay. It isn't perfect. It's not going to a showroom. It's not getting sold. It's just gonna get used. So got the transaxle cleaned up a little bit, got it painted. Still need to get the wheels off and clean up the hubs and drums, I should say. But anyway, all little parts and pieces. Some matching color over here. It looks kind of cool in the camera, but that's where we are. So we're gonna start reassembling as soon as this dries up. I still have to do a little bit of shooting underneath. So once this dries, I'll lay it on its side, shoot the bottom, and then put it back together. The reassembly has begun. Well, I didn't film any of it, but we're back. I got some work done on the Buggy sand rail, and I didn't film any of it because I really didn't plan on working on it. I just started tinkering, and the next thing I know, there I was putting it all together. So got the front end done. It's all put together. Did some cool paint on spindles, steering box, just little things, some bolts, things like that. Got this front passenger footrest in place, and well, that's kind of about it. But anyways, I need some paddle tires still, so we'll work on getting that, and then we're going to change out the transaxle. So try and find a transaxle with a little bit lower gearing, and we'll go from there. Well, we're working on getting the transaxle back in. It's all cleaned up. It's not quite fitting though. It's not quite lining up. So we got to do a little manipulation here. Play with it. It's clocked a little wrong and it's a little high. So I don't know if maybe these bars, or maybe it's been rode hard and these bars are not quite where they're supposed to be. But try and get it put together without too much tension on it, so it holds together. All right, it's a new day. We've got some work done. Not a ton of filming on it, but a little bit here and there. So we got the motor in, got our paddle tires. Today, getting the oil cooler put in, got the clutch hooked up, and we're running some brake lines. Of course, we're not buying new brake lines. We're just tweaking these old ones so that they fit a little nice. But just coming together. Got some parts in a box here. Got the new bushings for the front end. See, got a belt we need to put on. Got some fuel shut-offs because it's a gravity-feed tank and it's up there pretty high. Got this cool little mirror. I don't know why we're doing the accessories before it's running yet, but we are. Sometimes you see things, you gotta have them. So the motor came out pretty good. Got this nice exhaust in. I'm gonna paint that probably, but we're gonna get the motor going first. So really, that's all we're kind of working on today. Keep just plugging away. What do they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time? That's what we're doing here. So, all right, got a little done. So, got some brake lines going, got the switches drilled. 2 switches. On off start, on off for lights. Oil cooler mounted. Got those hoses ran. Got some wiring done. And that's about it. Now we need to go get parts. All right, kind of late. Working late on this car. Anyways, got everything hooked up. Kind of got the wires roughed in. we're just going to test them, make sure everything works, and thought we'd take you along for our first startup. Pause this television, kind of loud. Watching some Supercross. Anyways, let's see how this goes. Alright, we're going to try our first startup again because the first startup did not go so well. Had a little short down in the distributor. No start. Probably flooded. I had an on-off switch on the fuel tank. It was leaking. With as high as that tank is, with the gravity feed into the carburetor, it's probably flooded it a bit. So we're gonna let it sit. I'm tired. It's late, and we're going to take a break and do it tomorrow. Well, good morning. Last night we had some issues trying to get this thing fired up. I burnt the jumper wire somehow, shorted out or something, and the jumper wire was burnt between the condenser and the points. So we went in and temporarily fixed that. Anyways, we'll change it out to probably an electronic ignition, but for now we've got it set up so we can at least try and make a run on the car. The garage is still a pigsty. This has been a messy project. I've had crap everywhere with this project. Anyways, had a little bit of issue. We got it to fire a little bit with starter fluid, but fuel's not getting there somehow. So I don't know. I've got this tank up pretty high. It's a pretty big tank. It's just running some fuel line down. There's no shut off or anything. So maybe it's getting flooded. Not really sure. It's pumping fuel. So we'll play with it this morning and get it figured out, and hopefully have this thing rolling under its own power today. Fired. So she's hot. We'll let her sit, go through another heat cycle, and seems to be doing good. So from here we'll go to some cosmetics. Put the seats in. Got to clean up this brake line a little bit. Run from the master cylinder, build a new brake line, comes across, clean up those T's, get that mounted. A lot cleaner, and seats, and the well brakes, and we can go take it for a test run. A lot happier this morning. All right, well, she starts every time. Needs a little carb adjustment, but had it really good on the stand, so I don't know what's maybe a little different, but who knows. It's been sitting a while. Only thing left is my least favorite part, and got to put some gear oil in the transaxle, and we'll see if she goes forwards and backwards. I think we're going to have some trouble with reverse. I can tell right now as I come against the wall, it's having a hard time getting into reverse. So hopefully once we get some gear oil in there and move it around a little bit, then that'll get a little easier, but we'll see. If not, tear it all out and figure out what's going on with the transaxle. Well, Starts, runs, got the seats in. Seats look good, comfortable. Corbeaus. She starts and runs. Still got a little bit of carb issues to deal with. Something with the fuel delivery system, not so much the carburetor, just getting it figured out. It ran like a top on the stand, so just something to do with fuel delivery here. Anyways, we're gonna see if we can't drive it. We're still missing brakes. Gotta hook up that brake line, but brakes are optional on a Volkswagen. That's why they have gears. Morning. Bit chilly out, but we got the buggy done. Buggy's done. Got some dirt tires on it. Got some lights on it. Got it all dressed up. Got some seat belts on the thing. And we're gonna go take it for a rip. Sounds good. We're gonna go take it for a rip down the desert a little bit. See how she does. Alright, we're on Joey's buggy here. Joey got so excited he bought it off of Joel so that we can get him out to GLamis as well. So today, wired up some switches. We already had some wires going kind of for the on-off switch. Putting in some tabs for some lights over here. Other than that, the car runs and drives. Just cleaning it up a little, giving it a little attention.